Okay, how to do a recall. This is to recall an elected official in your state. First, you have to visit the Secretary of State's office, ask for a packet, go to the template online, which will show you how the paperwork should be drawn up, um, and ask lots of questions. They're there to answer your questions and to make this work. So you may have to go back several times and have numerous phone calls, and it might take a month or two to really get the recall petition exactly the way you want it. Once it's finished, then you can't ever change it. If you don't dot an I, or add a comma or take out a comma, then you have lost your petition. And then you also want to visit the elections office for voter registration forms. Signatures on the petition and the signatures on the voter registration card have to match, or that signature is not counted. So it's like losing a vote. So everyone who comes to your table, you want to say, are you a current California registered voter, or whatever state you're in? Um, if you ask them, are you a registered voter, it might be in Idaho, so that's not going to help you. So it's currently registered in the state of California. Do not write on the petitions, or doodle on the petitions. They're considered a legal document, so they all have to be legible. You cannot give them away because they are a legal document, but what you can do is ask people to sit down and they can read what the recall is about. And you can answer questions, as many questions as you can answer. And then what I do is make copies of voter registrations, and I hand carry them into the elections office to make sure that these people are entered into the system and that they can vote. You will also place the number on the bottom of the registration form in the left-hand corner of the column. This alerts everyone to the fact that this is a new registered voter. And you want to double check on the petition, and you want to double check on the registration forms. Is your address the same? Have you changed your name since the last time you voted? And bring everything right up to current and up to par is the idea. You cannot put P.O. boxes unless you live in it. Otherwise, it's your physical address. It doesn't matter if you're homeless. It can be a campground or a homeless shelter. But it has to be a physical location. So it's also important to know your elected officials' districts and boundaries, because you're going to be running into people that may come up that aren't in the district, so it's not going to count. And so you really do want to, make sure that they're counted from that district. To give you an example, you can be really busy out in front of Walmart, and so people are signing up because they're in the district, and then somebody will come up to your table from Mendocino and sign. When that happens, that just ruins your petition. So you can cross it out and leave a little explanation and hope that the elections office and the Secretary of State are in agreement. Otherwise, you've lost that and you may lose a page. And you can't have half pages. You have to have at least one more than half. So check that too. So you can't have one signature on one page. It has to be, if it's a line of 6, then it has to be 6. So when they're signing up to register to vote, I always get them to print their name and then put in their address and sign their name. And in case they do walk off, or or they get sidetracked, you can do it for them, or they can do it for themselves. But you'll have something to go back to. You can look them up in the phone booth and say, "Oh, gee, I noticed that you didn't get your house address on here, or you didn't put in your email, or your phone number's missing." and you have a way to connect back with them. So, anyways, we have all kinds of mothers coming to the table, and these mothers are angry and really pissed off. So, making sure that all this stuff is done is kind of their job. And lots of times they have lots of kids that are pulling on them and stuff. So it's really almost impossible sometimes to get, them to print and sign and everything legible. So it's up to you to double check. And that's it. It's basically the same for the referendum, except it's a statewide and it's not in a particular district, so you'll have more signatures. But the same is true. It's print, sign, address, and it all has to match your voter registration card that's already in the elections office, or you're creating a new one, or your signature won't count. So that's it.
Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome.